support this bill through all its stages. He mihi nui ki te whānau mokomoko, tēnā koutou katoa.
Speaker.
Honourable Simon Bridges.
Tēnā koutou, Mr Speaker. It's every so often, I suppose, that a bill comes to this House that is out of the ordinary. We have our fair share of, I suppose, customs bills, fisheries, bills about the internet, various bits and pieces, and we stand up and we speak. But this is one of those bills that is out of the ordinary. The history of the matter has been well traversed by the Minister. It's a matter of record. The context, of course, the New Zealand wars and Raupatu and a whole lot of, I think, very egregious things happening in our country. And I won't relitigate that, but can I make, I suppose, 2 or 3 points? Firstly, the beauty of the thought expressed by Mokomoko, an innocent man in his waiata. I think, like so many, I suppose, war poems and poems throughout the ages, simply express, but with a depth of feeling and of concepts that I think make it really a stunning presentation that I will come back to. As I say, it's beauty, it's poignancy. And then his last words, as I understand it, which I don't think have been referred to in the House so far in this debate. I die an innocent man, farewell Pakeha, so be it. Really, it says it all. I die an innocent man. It's certainly true. We know that today. Farewell Pakeha was a Pakeha, a British system that had wrongfully convicted him. And then the stoicism, I suppose, of that last poignant phrase, so be it. So be it. So the beauty of his expressions that I just want to put on record. And then secondly, Mr Speaker, in the last contributor alluded to this, I think she talked about the death penalty. Really what this case illuminates about wrongful conviction and innocence. And we know, as I say, Mokomoko hanged for murder that he did not commit. And really, if you ask me, that is the best argument there is against the death penalty. I'm not one of those, and I know there'll be people in this House, maybe in the gallery, who disagree with me, who disagrees with the death penalty for principled reasons. I actually can envisage cases where someone has perhaps gone on a killing spree and is deserving of the death penalty. But practically speaking, when you face and encounter wrongful convictions, as we see in America, as we've seen in other countries, and in this country, so graphically in this case, I could never support the death penalty. And there's truth in that. As a former criminal lawyer, I used to think overused phrase, but really so true in this case, that phrase that, it's better that 10 guilty go free than one innocent person is convicted, because it sticks in the craw, the injustice. And today, if we think about this case, it wouldn't even get past a prosecutor's desk, wouldn't even get past the desk, because as I understand it, piece of rope that was his is about all the British Crown had. Well, arguably you could make a case about parties, section 66 of the Crimes Act, but that would never pass muster would be an entirely unsafe, and as we know in this case, a wrongful conviction, not even coming close to being decent circumstantial evidence. And the sense of the injustice of all of this, of wrongful conviction, I think comes through incredibly clearly in that, as I say, beautiful, poignant waiata. They treat me like a common thief. The sense of the indignity of this. The memory of the shame burns within me so deep, the sense of legitimate grievance. He questions the reason why, the bewilderment, really, that comes with finding yourself in a position of wrongful conviction. As I've already said in his last words, as I understand it, Mokomoko said, "So be it, so be it." So, Mr. Speaker, I for one am privileged to speak in this reading in this House, when, as the title of this bill says, we have the opportunity and the privilege to restore the character, the mana and the reputation here, albeit many years, well over 100 years too late. I'm glad we don't have a death penalty in this country. I'm glad today we do have fair trials with due process. And so I just, as I say, reflected in my short contribution on the poignancy of Mokomoko's words, the circumstances he found himself in, the pride, the stoicism with which he dealt with that situation, and the principles of our system today that mean that we do not have and we do everything we can to ensure that the innocent aren't convicted the way that he was. Mr. Speaker.
Brendan Horan.